All right, welcome back to the live chat. Giving our winter storm update here down in southwest Ohio. We're starting to get into the heavier snow band, as you can see here. Snow started at around 11:30 this morning, snowed light to moderate most of the afternoon, and is just now starting to pick up and get into the moderate to maybe a little bit heavier range. Got the live radar here. As you can see, we're located right there, just north of Cincinnati. Yeah, put this into motion here. You can see the darker colors there are just starting to move in, which is the heavier snow. And just further down to the south, there are even some lightning strikes. It'd be interesting to see whether we get any thunder snow with this later this evening. Last measurement I took, I think we were at about 1.5 inches of snow. Try to take another measurement now. See where we're at. I'd say we're probably at about 2.5, maybe 3 inches in spots. It's a little hard to tell because it's blowing around. This is a light, fluffy snow, so it'll accumulate in a hurry. Still forecast to get upwards of 1 foot of snow by later tonight. So we'll see if that happens. Hello, thanks for joining. Just getting ready to take a measurement here of the snow. I can fumble around, I gotta get this glove off. Had to put on a glove this time. Last time I was out here, my hand about froze. So as I said, I'm showing the snow down here around the Cincinnati area. Since the last update, the snow has started to come down heavier and we're starting to get into the heaviest bands here. I'm gonna take a quick measurement of what we got here. Okay, let me get my measuring into focus here. Where is it at? There we go. So we're right about 2 inches there. Got to measure in a few different spots. Almost 3 inches there. So we're in the 2 to 3 inch range right now. I'd say I probably shoveled closer to 3 off the driveway already. Did that about 45 minutes ago. Trying to stay on top of that. So, like I said, we're getting ready to really get into it. Here, seeing reports down off to our southwest of already 5-6 inches in southern Indiana, and that's heading this way. Let's take another look at the radar here. There you go. This is my favorite radar app. It's called Radar Scope. Highly recommended if you enjoy following the weather. This is the close-up radar here. As you can see, we're starting to get into darker colors here. Butler County, Ohio, just north of Cincinnati. Got a real heavy band down towards Cincinnati. And then switch over to Indianapolis here. As you can see, there's heavy snow coming in from southern Indiana. So that's going to be shifting over up in north. And as you can see, there's also the ice. So hoping the ice stays south of us, but they're calling for some mixing a little bit later today. Let's take a look at a couple of weather models here real quick. So this is the total snowfall from the latest update of the RAP model, Rapid Refresh, high resolution, still showing over 1 foot of snow. Yeah, Brian, I'd love to send the snow up there for sure. Definitely would love to do that. Need to do some snowboarding up there at Mad River. Love to get up there. So interestingly, both the high resolution models are still showing over 1 foot of snow down here in southwest Ohio. Got about Cincinnati's supposed to get 9.8. We're supposed to get like 13 inches if those models end up verifying. And we're getting into the heavy stuff right now. Starting to. Brian, how's the snow up there and in the north? We're getting snow up in Columbus. Before update, that's completely covered now. The snow down here is definitely pretty light and fluffy, which also leads to a higher snowfall rate. Accumulation, the wet snow compacts down so it doesn't accumulate quite as much with the liquid. No snow in Columbus yet. It's coming your way, I think. It's good stuff. Quite a difference from being in California this week at the Rose Bowl. Got to check. I don't know if I published the Rose Bowl parade video, but YouTube was still processing it last I checked. Hopefully it'll be up there soon for everybody to check out. Most of the schools down here canceled. There's the pool, still looking sad. Ready to be open. As I mentioned earlier, it was great to see in the stores them setting out pool supplies yesterday when I went in. That was exciting, ready for pool season. Ready for pool season and ready for the Cotton Bowl. So I'll be posting updates from the Cotton Bowl later this week. So if you're college football and Ohio State fans, make sure you check back. Going to have a ton of good videos and hopefully bringing home a Buckeye victory. And then off to the Natty. But let's take one step at a time. Take care of business in Texas. Snowfall definitely getting heavier. Interestingly enough, if we get over a foot of snow, this could be one of the top snowfalls for Cincinnati. Definitely would be the biggest snowfall since I've lived down here. If we get a foot of snow, I think the biggest snow we've gotten since I've been here was about 8 inches. Ohio doesn't handle the snow as well, especially southern Ohio. Columbus and up to Cleveland, they definitely get a lot more snow than we get down here. And it's very unusual for Cincinnati to just get all snow in a big snow event. We typically get ice at some point, which usually cuts down a little bit on the snow. Where is it? I see a comment. Where's what? Where's the snow? It's here. Bring on the snow. Getting used to doing these live chats, so trying to figure out how to view the comments here. So bear with me. Oh, the snow. It's we are in Ohio, so down by Cincinnati, Ohio in the US. Where are you checking in from? Let's take a look at the radar. I'll show you where we're at on the radar here. Give me 1 second. So there's take a look at the radar here. You can see where we're at. We are in southern. Oh, there goes my iPad. So maybe I should have charged the battery before coming out. Oh well. We're in southern Ohio. Next time I'll have the battery charged for that. And oh, you're in Canada. What part? Love our Canadian friends. Been up there many times. Been up to Toronto area, Kawartha Lakes, out to Vancouver and Hope. You guys have an amazing country. I think the iPad just got a little chilly. Decided to go to sleep there. Still got our Buckeye colors showing on the tree here. Representing, got the flags going on. And now we're adding a fresh coat of snow to it. It's going to be an interesting week. Checking out the longer range forecast, it looks like we could have another snow coming in later this week. And down in Texas for the Cotton Bowl, there could actually be some snow down there, which will be interesting. That could impact some travel plans for people heading down to the big game in Texas at the Cotton Bowl between Ohio State and Texas. I'm certainly looking forward to that, and we'll be updating a lot of content from that game. Thank you, appreciate that. Hi, Jen. Bring on the snow. Absolutely bring on the snow. The snow is continuing to come. Actually, the models look like they've got snow coming all the way out towards the end of January. So, the longer range, further you go out, usually less accurate, but they can usually predict that it's going to at least be cold. Ohio typically doesn't get a lot of snow, especially down here in southwest Ohio. Cleveland is a different story. They get lake effect snow off of Lake Erie and typically can get probably 5 times the amount we get down here in southwest Ohio. And it's also very unusual for us to get cold, really fluffy snow. The temperature on my weather station said it's 21 degrees out here right now in Cincinnati, just north of Cincinnati. So this is a unusual event, although it's not unheard of. We've gotten big events here in Ohio. I'm an old timer here, so I remember the blizzard of 78. If you remember the blizzard of 78, then you remember that was a storm that any storm will be unmatched to be able to compare to that. Lots of people actually were stranded in Ohio. I know schools were shut down for well over a week. There were reported snowdrifts in part of Ohio over roofs out in the countryside, and the National Guard had to be called in that storm. Look it up on Google if you're young and don't remember that. You should definitely look it up because it shows the potential of what can happen in Ohio. It just doesn't happen very often. I get made fun of a lot for bringing up the blizzard of 78, but whatever. I also get made fun of for my old man jokes. So since it's cold out, I'll throw one out. Brian, I know you've heard this one before, but I heard it's really cold down there in Argentina. In fact, it borders on Chile. Yeah, I know that was bad. I've been told to retire it, but I'm going to keep using it. Gotta laugh. See, Brian, as long as it keeps getting a laugh, it stays in the toolkit there. All right. Well, we're going to check in, go warm up for a little bit, and maybe do one more live update before we call it a day. See you guys back here soon. Thanks for checking in. Have a good night.